So, hello, beautiful,
Hello.
beautiful souls. And hello, Sai, beautiful Sai. It is the greatest honor and the greatest pleasure to have you here on the True Essence podcast on this day. For everyone that is listening, no matter point in time that you are this moment, today is the Equinox. And we are coming together like on this beautiful equinox day to talk about something very, very special, which is music and cosmic symphonies. And I had the privilege to experience your beautiful essence and being, like in beautiful spaces. But for all the beautiful souls that are just listening or just like tuning into your beautiful essence and frequency, do you feel like telling us or sharing a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. First of all, here with you right now. I feel beyond what an introduction and a name and a description would be, is that I feel all of creation as a divine harmonic symphony. And my creation of any and all is that divine motion of infinite creation as art, as poetry, as rhythm, percussion, sound, light, layers and layers of geometry, and intricate just creation and creation and creation unfolding upon itself, within itself, as itself, with all of the colors and all of the rays and all of the filaments. And I've known since I was very small that sound and light and geometry and color and poetry and rhythm are all part of the same creation. So that is me. In expression through sound and through light is all of those modalities of sound, light, frequency, expression, energy, and motion. Yeah.
So beautiful to be able to experience and witness you, and your beautiful expression, because every time I just feel like when you speak, you sing. It's like singing. Everything is poetry. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for giving us a feeling for, I know it's hard to express sometimes what we are on all levels, especially coming from a human perspective. But it's also beautiful to see and witness where people come from and what they feel like expressing at this point in time. So deep honoring and deep gratitude for your beautiful expression and essence on all levels. And I have this like ceremonial or ritual first question that I like always feel like diving into, because I mean, we all know of our cosmic origins, and we have these cosmic aspects and filaments and everything. But we came into a human expression, or some part of our being felt like expressing ourselves as a human with a particular name and frequency. And I'm always like so curious about how individuals navigate coming into this experience, and how you feel like, yeah, coming into more of your original essence or expression, if that makes sense. Because we come through a lot of, like, I don't know if I want to call it distortion, but programming, conditioning through societal structures, through parents teaching us things, ourselves teaching us things. But yeah, is there anything that you feel like sharing at this point in time about like coming into this experience? I mean, you shared that you always had this like, yeah, musical connection also as a child. But is there something more that did it continue on your path? Like, or was there a point where you felt like, oh, I did lose this and come back to it? Is there anything that you feel like sharing about it?
Mm. You know what I felt like since I probably would say an infant
Mm.
is that um, connection, that sound would be that continuous connection. So even in the expression or the variation of environments and energies, I could feel very deeply and sense the energies. And how that would be for me would be toning before even words that I would make make a sound and feel that infinity. I wouldn't, of course, express it in that way as a baby, but I've always felt that through any of those experiences, through being on earth and seeing and sensing shapes and colors through sound. And also that others I could perceive they couldn't see those things, the things that I would see, or I would watch somebody talk and I could see those shapes form and look around and see that other people weren't quite perceiving that the way that I was. But I always felt that if I would tone or if I would hum, I could feel that energy of purity through my whole body and know that that was this home place, that pillar place of navigation through this space, through these, even school environments where they're very different, curriculums, etc., and people's viewpoints and all the things that we layer through and sift through as we grow and evolve and discern, a sense very deeply. And for me, that's something I've always felt such an unwavering knowing was that tone in any discomfort or any, you know, um, almost like non-recognition when you're in a density, right? You go, well, what is that? What is that? But if I hum and I feel that, and I know that unwaveringly, I know it. I have that knowing. So through my we could say exploration, evolution, that's something that was never forgotten. It was always remembered in that tone, exploration, expansion, color, geometry, waves, art, layers, modalities, like multiple different modalities of art. That knowingness was always right there, was always right there, which was always right here within this pillar. So I believe that answered your question, but it's always been, I mean, always been complete access and knowingness that there's no separation.
Wow, what a beautiful experience to, yeah, walk through life, always having this knowing and feeling this connectedness through sound, like through the sound of the cosmos and the sound of your like beautiful being in essence. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Wow. So it was it always like easy for you to follow your sound and your heart? Like, could you, or were there also like moments when you were like, oh, I have to like tap a little bit deeper into my heart and like redirect in a way? Do you feel like sharing anything in relation to that?
Can you re-say the beginning, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
If it was always easy for you to like follow the heart space or follow the calling of the heart, like in the direction that it guided you, you know? Or were there
Go ahead.
or were there moments when you were like, oh, I have to listen in a little bit deeper, you know?
That's a beautiful question. I don't know if I would say it was necessarily easy or hard. I always felt like it was more of a simplicity of that knowingness. And even though I could feel that people around me or the energies around me were existing differently, I felt like I always had to and have to do what I know in my heart is right. And I couldn't do otherwise. Like even if I was sensing information, say a school or a course or somebody said something and it didn't resonate as true, I could feel even one iota of something within it. I felt that I had to allow that to just, float away or not accept it and know that my knowingness without having the, textbook information of why I know it, that sensation of knowingness was I must be myself. Whatever that means, even if that's discarding or, not absorbing something that it was so important that I, uh, we could say do that, but it was that I be that. And it didn't feel easy or hard. Sometimes I felt the projections of others, with this information. Oh, I mean, many times, right, with courses and things and classes and teachers and all of it. But at the same time, that sensation could not be overridden. There was no overriding it, no matter what, even if it was layered with frosting and cookies and whatever. It was like, no, but I know in the simplicity because I can feel and I can see it and I can sense it. So I must be myself at whatever cost. I must be truthful. I must allow what's only truthful to be with me and allow everything else to fall away, even if it's misunderstood. That's okay because it's that important to, to the mission, to myself, to what's next, even if I didn't know what that was or is as it changes. So, yeah. It's this unwavering knowingness and also the essentialness to what I always felt like is I came all the way here. I came all the way to Earth. I felt, oh, it's such a far trip. It's so important, this mission is so important, even if I don't know in the specifics. So, what does this entail? That I know because I feel, and I'll adjust accordingly. And I have, and I do, discern, adjust, shift, refine. I'm constantly discarding, refining, discarding, refining based off of what I'm evolving into and out of. I think it's that, I know it's that important. And it's really simple, right? I know that's we could say that's the thought forms that many people are, weaving the entanglements out of is this hard or simple because, or excuse me, this, easy or hard, that's the polarity. But when we go into the simplicity, well, what does it feel like? What does it actually feel like? That's that heart knowing that's beyond this brain layering or inversions or comprehensional things. The comprehension is sensed, known, felt, anchored, integrated, illuminated, supported, echoing, eternal. We could go on and on and on with more poetry, but really, right? Simplicity.
Ah,
You're
thank you. Thank you so much.
welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And like, yeah, I love that. It rang like so deep. When you said, I knew I just have to be myself, you know? That's so, so powerful. So powerful. And with that, like coming, I don't know, this feeling of maybe feeling into what am I at this point in time? Who am I at this point in time? Like, but knowing, questioning and knowing in every point in time who you are or what you are on all levels. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mayarin mokuneyai ikehei. So strong. Mukuranaya takai jahatianayo kumbahapsi. So, with you, like knowing that you have this connection always, and there is like no separation in that sense. When we just opening this book now of the cosmos, and yeah, the wondering around the origin of the cosmos. And you shared with us like many beautiful expressions, like in the form of art and music and rhythm. And yeah, all of these amazing things that we can express ourselves in. But when we, yeah, dive a little bit like in the musical origins of the cosmos, is there something that you feel like sharing at this point in time? Like, can be words, can be sound, or any expression that you feel like bringing in at this point in time.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. And I think and feel uh, I feel, wow, that when I feel the love, we could say from above, however, it's from within, it's from below, it's from beyond. It's as, with, parallel, swirling, swirling and whirling, twirling vibration, undulation, a heartbeat, vibration, primordial creation. It's the all everywhere, nowhere, everything, everyone, unified pillar, no, the radiation of the vibration of pure essence, pure creation, motion. Because even as, with, below, and beyond, and about, before, within the stillness, there's movement, there's rotation, undulation, there's breath, sensation. And every moment and every layer, every dimension of infinity is divinely orchestrated. Filaments and luminosity, grace, glittery, glowing, galactic, harmonies, symphonies and symphonies, rhythm. And we could say that's before anything was. However, it's also as everything is. Before, during, through creation, as creation recreates itself. Through cycles, rhythm, creation cycles, cycle, rhythms, percussion, beating, breathing, expanding its own experiencing of itself in motion, all the flavor, all the feelings, all the sensations, all the infinite possibility of melodies, rhythm, right? Still and yet, before and beyond, experiencing its beauty, its infinity, its luminous possibility, it's in motion, moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. Tua mioa sinai amaya kainai. Ushoami tayami tongai hayaki amushu. Shuai. In the infinity of stardust and cosmology, the pillar and the stem are the same blue, rooting the same sprout, the same leaves and veins and plasma breath of creation, flowers blooming, breathing stardust, infinity, dark and Tomahiangi sai masoa shaya makaya kayokitai. Where the seed is the same as the sun and the moon, and the center of the pollen flower, the same as the pillaring crystal permeating through every central unified heart, where the center seed, same geometry, same purity and motion expressing itself in a different form, where everything is as it is until it decides to be something else, changing, transforming, opening, expanding, perhaps returning back as it unfolds its petals, branching, blooming, its vast filament, flowing into its next magma, different form, another incarnation, another heart. Yeah. Okay, Masiu Mitayakai. Ushuki Masai ni homai aiu. Ushukaya pito mai. Ahistai ngahiu expanded octaves, layers, geometry, sound, and luminosity still of the same great tone of creation, creator, creator. Whatever varying velocity of the tone. Kushon kai sapayon kai nai kai sukushukumai tai sai kai tito mashaito ayaki anito shumai sai. Same seed, same bloom, same petals, all from the same one.
Wow. 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 Just feeling like giving room and space for this to land on all levels. And to sink in every layer, every space. Muakam mihapsim. how blessed we are to have witnessed this beautiful expression. Thank you, Sai. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So
My goodness. I am a little bit like blown away, but in the most beautiful way, like on every layer of my being. Just wow. Okay. Wow. Landing back on Earth.
landing back within the bloom and also as the bloom. Within the bloom, as the bloom, beyond the bloom, as the seed,
Oh
as the fruit,
my goodness.
as the allness of everything in motion, physicality and expression. It's such an honor and such a privilege to bring. We could say bring, but bring and bridge and weave and whirl and twirl the filaments of creation through this physical experience, and also simultaneously feel, sense, see, and know that that weaving is literally weaving the tapestries of the infinity of dimensional space and no time. And as we, each of us, all of us individually and collectively start to sense or more fully that magnitude of fabric, tapestry, and luminosity, as we allow ourselves to sense through the sound and through the frequencies and through we could say the words, but within the words are the expression of and heartbeat as that creation. And so for me, I've been so inspired by that blank sheet of paper and that fabric potentiality of the creation in continuous motion, because and as and with that creation is that beauty and profundity of all that it's expressing, and it never stops. Never stops. One thought, one word, that continuous motion is forever undulating through the fabric. So vast. And as and when and to the magnitude each of us feel that, we each realize what we can paint, what we can speak into motion, what we can plant into bloom and branch and bloom and branch and harvest and weave and share and offer and continuous, abundant, collective rotation, continuous inspiration to have each flower remind each self of its petaling bloom, infinity.
Thank you, Sai. goodness. So this leaves a lot of like room and space for personal exploration. And I feel like it's also an invitation on all levels to our beautiful listeners to paint on these blank canvases, in the physical or metaphorically speaking. Yeah. And I hope that, yeah, some of you might feel inspired to paint in any way, like with color, with your voice color, with any expression or words you feel like painting. So beautiful. So, yeah, don't know if it's, yeah, maybe we can like tap into this a little bit, like, maybe you feel like sharing with us a little bit about like harmony and disharmony within one's being, or resonance and dissonance and the feeling of it. And maybe we start with the first two expressions, and maybe you feel like sharing a little bit about, in any way you feel like sharing so beautifully, yeah, why is there harmony in something that is called disharmony?
Well, I feel like, and I love this question because I think there's so many different perspectives on it. It's that I think ultimately and feel and know that in order to fully comprehend in these physical expressions and even other planetary expressions beyond Earth, is to experience that contrast, that range of, we could say, frequency, velocity, vibration, velocity. What way is it oscillating? What would be a harmony would be something that feels like its vibration is in harmonious rotation, right? It has a sensation of harmony and flow and fluidity. Now, if we feel into what would be a contrast, which people may refer to as opposition, but really it's a different speed of vibration, velocity. The vibratory angle of velocity could be erratic, right? Could be erratic. So if we're comparing it per se to harmony that feels fluid, flowing like a soft river and ocean, disharmony could be something that velocity vibratorily is a little more erratic or decoherent, right? So coherence, again, decoherence, harmony, disharmony, it's a range of velocity. And that vibratory sensation is what gives it the difference. But in order for us to comprehend our pure innate state, we could be in that pure innate state. Is there evolution of each soul and all souls and the planetary bodies until we experience the potentiality of velocity, contrast, emotions, sensations, range, all these variations. Up until now, we've learned on, through, with. So within that harmony of pure creation and rhythmic motion has the potential of, we could say, pendulum swing, slower speed, faster speed, harmony, disharmony, to experience that contrast of creation, still source, energy experiencing itself in a different, not necessarily form, but a different velocity, a different speed, different experience. Because it'll be a different experience that's magnetized with a different energy.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing
You're
this
welcome.
with us from like this unique perspective of looking at things through velocity and frequency and waves and how they move. Ah, so beautiful. And is there something that you feel like sharing in relation to, yeah, us talking about resonance and dissonance? Or is it kind of the same thing as harmony and disharmony, but just another wording for it? I don't know, maybe I cannot tell at this point in time.
Well, I love this because it opens the, we could say the door, but it also, what it does in my perspective is that it shows and points that light on that perspective is what is giving it that um, label, right? So if if and how and when one is perceiving something, we're witnessing it. So as we're witnessing it and deciding and or categorizing the it, saying it's disharmony
Mm,
or harmony based off of what we're sensing in our perception,
mm,
we are in our perception putting that, say measure on it, just like all these other measurements of things, is it faster, slower speed? But by us calling it something, it's that perception, that thought is putting that in some range, right? So what has changed now? Here's a great question of perception. What really is changing as conscious awareness is opening and evolving? The only thing that's changing, yes, physicality is changing, earth is changing, things are changing, people are changing, but what's really changing at the core is our perception of how we're witnessing something and what we are or aren't choosing to call it. And many of those calling it some things is a judgment
mm,
um, over, we could say over instead of a witnessing, because as we observe something, it's in neutrality. So, neutrality, there is no harmony or disharmony. There's the beingness of its state of creation, right? So, we're calling it now based off of our perception and as, not just when, because we all are widening our perceptions, but and because we are widening our perceptions, we are now coming to neutrally perceive every range of emotion, experience, harmony, disharmony. We're beginning to more prevalently, each being at each moment's time of choosing, to perceive it as still the purity of creation, experiencing its contrast of potentiality to say, oh, what fun, what
mm,
fun to experience this array, this color, hue, and tone of pink and red. And then decide through our witnessing we want to be experiencing pastel pink, white, off-white, cream, all of the other variations, but perhaps because it's equinox, we might want to experience the fullness of red in our perception in a bright red rose. And still know that we still are the pink softness and the pastel dew of everything else, not calling itself anything, knowing we're still pure creation. So, how are we perceiving moment to moment? And we can shift
mm,
without judgment through that perception. This is my favorite part.
mm,
My favorite part is that even having that experience of seeing, sensing the range of colors, perhaps, or
Mm.
harmony, disharmony, even in those moments of experiencing it without a judgment, calling anything a thing, we're still experiencing ourselves and each other. Widening, widening, widening.
Wow. Thank you so much for reminding us of that. And yeah, for expanding the field into observation without judgment. Yeah, because if I'm honest, I did judge a lot, like putting into categories, like this person's in harmony, this is in disharmony. But feeling into what you just expressed is like it's opening like doors to like infinite expression and yeah, just witnessing and honoring also people's unique and individual rhythm and flow of the expression of their sound on all levels without like me or anyone else needing anyone or anything to be something that would feel more in harmony with what I choose to express at the moment or somebody else chooses to express at the moment. This feels very profound to become aware of in that time. Thank you so much for, yeah, bringing it into the space and for, yeah, expressing it in such a beautiful way. Also, like, yeah, reminding us of all of the possibilities and all of the ways that we can choose to express and change and shift and color and recolor. Wow. Ah, so, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. I feel like, yeah, so many beautiful like colors and frequencies and threads have been like woven into the space. And even if I feel like you already like expressed so beautifully the phases that the earth is moving through or the cosmos is moving through, or we as humans or the human collective and the animal collective and the plant collective and the mineral collective are all experiencing on all levels. Is there anything at this point in time that you feel like sharing about, I call it now, the harmonization of the Great Mother, of the Earth, with like in relation to cosmic bodies and happenings on all levels?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, if we look at all of creation, from the micro, we could say micro, macro, from the seed to the root to the leaf, in its expansion, and every facet, every cell is evolving and expanding, and so is all other. Nothing is evolving by itself,
Mm.
as itself. So every plant, every animal is raising awareness, evolving, raising frequency, rising. And so that means that there's space to hold more light, upgrade our systems, all cellular functions, cellular possibility, regeneration potentiality of any and all from the cell
Mm.
beyond into and through, we could say, the core of the earth. every structure, every geology, rock, every stone, every blade of grass, every palm tree is accelerating and also mirroring that into each other. And we go macro into the heartbeat of each human, each arriving more galactic celestial being, others that are arriving from space, celestial bodies, planetary systems, evolving parallelly with us, other systems, beings from other realms, interstellarly, all evolving from that same harmonic heartbeat and thread of creation. And so that means cellularly,
Mm.
energetically, physically, structurally, every body, every actual physicality is changing in the earth structures, the land masses, the peninsulas, the plates, the tectonics, the volcanoes, the land shapes are reforming to create the new shapes that the cellular functions are reshaping to evolve. Parallel beyond and through the earth changes planetary star system. Multiverse, galaxies upon galaxies beyond the Milky Way, out into the vast abyss, are exponentially expanding as each stone, grass, ether, dew, heartbeat thread of the clouds, supporting each other through these processes. And with that, these structure changes we know, simultaneous is, dissolution of that which is not functioning appropriately for our next now, to make space physically, structurally for what we're going to build next, but also for these interstellar gates, gateways, systems to connect differently through space, planetary body systems, star systems. Everything is moving, shifting, lifting, clearing space made to hold light, to connect, to reconnect, to unify through the new nodes, we could say connecting points of different nodes so that beyond these evolutions physically arriving through space into and through the earth, other family evolutions, connections, technology sharings, expansions, recreations, new structure building, all of this happening now, parallel to each other through and as and when and with what was spoken, we could say is spoken, original creation in motion to be in this implementation as this purification is now space made to implementation and anchor it in. It's all parallelly unfolding, everyone, everywhere, everything, reconnecting, connecting differently, opening, expanding, blooming, blossoming. So cosmologically, cosmology, and through space and all of time, every dimensional octave evolving its tone, its greatest tone, in its original primordial octave of creation to connect all the dots, all the nodes, all the stars, all the hearts. We connect. Yeah. The great now is unfolding right here through all of space and all of time. As it's spoken, it's already done. which means it's already spoken, it's already won, it's already been, it already is, and now we're here for the bloom in the new garden. But really, is it new? It's the ancient now garden. It's the now earth. It's not really new. Been spoken long ago, right?
Oh
It's- Source energy really isn't new. It's like this has all been most of us here right now are arriving even through these new, we could say new alignments, different alignments through space, have been, are in that moment of spoken, it is, and so it is done, it is finished. Blessed soul. We're here to implement now that the energy and alignments are able to be sustained. Because that's really what it's about. We can do all kinds of things energetically, but until that can be built and sustained upon in this now
my
is the perfect time in the orchestration. We really haven't been waiting that long. It's just a matter of right alignment for all moments to conjunct, connect, and weave. I love
goodness. So
it.
it is. My
Yeah,
goodness.
so it is.
Oh my goodness. I could like listen to you like for hours, like weaving your sacred symphony, poetry, and words on all levels. Like, what a what an honor and what a pleasure on all levels to be able to witness the beauty and the glory of your being and expression on all levels. My goodness, my goddess, I am so grateful. I am so, 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 so grateful that you are here and that you share your beautiful, beautiful song and symphony with the world. And yeah, for every soul that feels like, my goodness, I have to like I have to hear more. I want to experience more. I want to maybe work with you, or like you have even written books that are available for people to like read and feel into and experience, like dive into these book worlds. Yeah, do you feel like sharing where they can find you and how they can work with you, and anything that you feel like sharing is like could be of interest to all the souls that are listening, watching on any level? Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Well, it's an honor to be here with you and share this reflection of profundity and beauty and symphony. So first of all, thank you. And actually, it's so perfect that I selected this image behind us because this was the inspiration for my first book. Um, my first book is it's called The Alchemy of Love. And this inspiration actually came through word and poetry together to we could say co-amplify, but also the art of an inspiration of creation. And that's actually what began all of the books to be expansive activators, illuminators, because everything is light language, right? We look at what we call light language, but everything is light and everything is frequency language. So I've created so many different tools for people to remember, to activate, say their own language, their own frequency tones, be inspired, journal. I have those all on Amazon. They're in paperback and Kindle. You can use them as workbooks, activators. Some people sleep with them as dream reminders. They have dream recall, all kinds of different things within the books. And but mainly is everything is on one website where I do one-on-one sound and light sessions. I do group sessions where it's themed perhaps for what it may activate, inspire, open, clear, all the multi-dimensional facets of each of our brilliance through these sessions, through space, all of time, on all of the layers we weave and work and wield through sound and light at once. And then there's also downloadable meditations where I layer geometry, tone, sound, light, code, my voice, and also create those as meditations. And in addition to another form of sound and light is the art as downloads, where people can create, say, for example, this one's on there. Many others from the books are on there to download and create into prints to activate their spaces, their meditation spaces, places, anywhere they might want to feel, harmony, symphony, and all sorts of melodic orchestration through code, art, tone, spontaneous activation. However, in addition to however, is that everything is all on my main website, which is innergalacticenergyhealing.com, is where you can find everything. So there's book links. You can see what the book names are, feel into the energies, what might call to you. And then I post on a YouTube channel, Frequency Meditations, where you can get a feel for what those frequencies might do for your cellular system, your expansion, your energy body, your physical, all expressions at once. There's so many themed possibilities within those modalities and tools that somebody might want to use moment to moment, and also events, in person, online events. And I also have newly formed, I know it's a lot, but I'm trying to summarize. So there's this center, it's called Center of Primordial Sound and Light. And that's a center that I founded specifically for primordial sound and light tone remembrance, I call it, because there's no such thing in my perception as a mystery school because we have all of the information within us. And through the frequency resonance of center of primordial sound and light, we can remember what we already know because it's all within our own libraries of our own codes, which is our DNA, our inner wisdom, anywhere we have ever been, which is really parallel to where we are right now because everything is happening at once. And so there's gateways to remind everyone of who they actually are as sovereign, empowered beings, because there's no teaching of what you already know. Is opening those pages to read yourselves, to express your, whatever song that is, your frequency tone of awakening ancient language, telepathy, remembering the harmony and symphony of land and earth, line stewardship, different things of that nature. So there's much to explore on that main website. Lots of tools, various modalities, whatever anyone may need. And you can also just ask questions. There's a contact page to ask questions as you're growing, evolving, expanding. I'm here. So
Thank you so much for sharing. I was just thinking, like, how can it be too much? What a gift you are to this world, you know? Sharing all of your gifts and, like, on any level and in any way, like, we are so blessed. We are so blessed to have you. And I'm so excited for every soul that is, like, feeling the calling to reach out to you or listen to your beautiful YouTube channel and transmissions on all levels. So, yeah, there's so much to explore, there's so much to experience, and yeah, I highly recommend like checking out everything that you do on all levels.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we like close this beautiful like dance and symphony on all levels, is there anything you feel like sharing? Or yeah, I don't know, could be anything at this point in time.
Thank you. Yes, there's there's the simplicity of as we're evolving, right? We're expanding, we're transforming, we're opening, we're making space for what's next, and so much feels completely unknown, right? That's what presence is being here right now, wherever it is, whatever we know, whatever we don't know, whatever we're in surrender to and for. And for some, that may be a bit uncomfortable, right? Things are falling away, reconfiguring. A lot of people are moving and things are changing very rapidly,
Yeah.
very rapidly. So are we. So are all of we, all of us. And with that is everything is so divinely orchestrated to bring everyone, everywhere, everything together as certain things are coming apart to make that space. And so I invite everyone, especially through this discussion, we're talking about the blank pages and what we can create through our thoughts, through our motion, through our tone, through what we speak, what we express, what we emanate, is that as things are shifting, lifting, sifting, changing, transforming, so massively, right?
Mm.
As as I'm speaking this, there's two cats that came to the window to stare at me.
Okay.
How perfect. And so in that transformation, witnessing perhaps everything comes blank
Mm.
in those present breath moments where we're breathing and saying, what's next? What's now? What is this look like? What will this be like? Is to give yourself space for whatever that is. Give yourself space to recalibrate, to sense even what may need to shift, what
Mm.
you knew or had planned yesterday, even for today,
Okay.
because it's shifting and lifting that fast, and to allow that space, that grace, and also the honoring of that heart space, what feels in this now to be
Wow.
without judgment of whatever you thought you had planned. Because I can assure you, not that it matters how I'm assuring, but I can assure you it's much grander and bigger what you planned, or what you thought of what's next to arrive, if you give that spaciousness
Mm.
to show itself.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for being open to be here and to share. your beauty with us on all levels. I hope this was not the last time.
Absolutely.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Sai. And thank you, beautiful listeners and souls on all levels, for witnessing and feeling and anything that you felt like being or doing or expressing at any given moment. And with all that said, like closing the space in deep gratitude and love for each and every single one of you. Thank you.